Hey guys, welcome to day 64 of my carnivore journey. And I've got some exciting news. I've got some things to talk about. So I hope you guys are ready for a good episode. I hope it's good. But guys, how are you doing? I hope everybody's doing out there. If you're struggling, hey, hit me up. All right. Tell me about it in the comments. We can try to help each other as a community. If you're having a good carnivore journey, tell me about it anyways. You guys know I like hearing about all that. It just helps me to keep going. So, clean week, as we talked about, we ended that yesterday. And so, of course, to celebrate the end of clean week, I've got my coffee. Hell yeah. I'm not gonna take a sip in front of you guys right now. It's still actually pretty hot. But got my coffee. So I had a coffee earlier today, a small little bit. I wanted to see what would happen. So I had a little small coffee and really didn't change anything. So I can't say that coffee really affects me negatively right now. So, but I've got my official coffee here, so who knows? Maybe they'll put me over the edge, right? But I'm gonna have my coffee here. As far as dinner goes, we'll just get that out of the way. I had salmon patties tonight. Yeah, I decided, you know what, I'm gonna have salmon patties. That way, it's fish. It may not have been the cleanest. So what I did for the salmon patties, just to explain, I had a can of salmon, and the can of salmon, again, wild caught canned salmon, and I just mashed it up like tuna fish or something, and left all the bones and skin in there. And I added an egg. I added like maybe a half cup of pork rind crumbs and salt. And I took a half a stick of butter and I softened up the butter. I did it for like 20 seconds on the microwave. I did it where it wasn't quite melting, but it was soft. And I put that half stick in there, and I kind of use it as like almost like a mayonnaise, like to give it that sort of creamy binding along with the pork crumbs. So combined all of that together and made it into three pretty good size salmon patties, as you saw in the picture. Now, I did mess up and I forgot to grab the final picture. So I know, guys, I'm sorry. I was running behind tonight, and I just, like, by the time I got them made, they were so great. I wanted to eat them. But they came out golden brown on each side, so perfect. A lot like the salmon cakes I did. So if you saw this, or not salmon cakes, the sardine cakes. If you saw the sardine episode, and I showed you how they looked with that golden brown, the salmon came out the same way. Nice, good, crisp outside, a little bit of a soft interior, but mostly just a good crispness. Really good flavor, and I used just a little bit of bacon grease that I had from making all that bacon through the clean week. I have a bunch of bacon grease, so just did a light layer of bacon grease in the pan, heated it up, and just fried for about almost 5 to 6 minutes on each side. The third one started to char just a little bit because the pan had gotten pretty hot by then. So you got to kind of watch if you continue cooking more than just a couple, because I can only get a couple in the pan. But anyways, amazing. They came out awesome. And I ended up having just a little bit of hot sauce, nothing major, a little bit of hot sauce with them, because I mean, look, the salmon patties were great, but that little dash of hot sauce was just all right. So that's how I did that, guys, and that's how it's going to be. Sorry, I gotta have a little bit of life thrown in there, but I ate all that for my snack earlier around 3 o'clock ish. I had a beef stick. I actually forgot to take my hard boiled eggs with me to work, and then the place where I normally get they sell 2 hard boiled eggs in a package. They actually didn't have them today. They were out. They had pickled eggs, and they had some other flavored egg, and I'm like, no. And the guy was like, he was unboxing the stuff. He's like, no, I'm out of the plain ones right now. So I was like, crap. So I had to get a beef stick because I was pretty hungry. So had the beef stick that tided me over, and then I had the the salmon patties. So rough calorie wise, believe it or not, I think with the butter, um, with everything calorie wise, I'm probably getting close to 1,200. Believe it or not, with the butter, the salmon patties, the amount of servings, all that stuff. I was doing the calculation, and the beef stick I ate was like 300 and some calories alone. Plus, of course, my coffee with the splash of creamer. It's not going to be a lot of calories, but why am I talking about calories? Well, again, I'm just trying to give you guys an idea. Remember, we don't need to calorie count, but you want to kind of know if you're under eating or overeating. And again, some days you're going to undereat a little bit. Some days you might overeat. Now, am I full after eating those? Not necessarily. I'm not full like normal. So what I may do, because I just don't have anything and I'm getting ready to go to work, um, I may pick up like maybe like one hot dog on the roller at the one gas station. They have these beef hot dogs, and I looked at the ingredients. They're not too bad, So trace amounts of stuff I'm not going to stress about, but they're supposed to be beef hot dogs. They're like premium, and they're only a couple bucks. So I might just get one and eat it plain, just to kind of maybe give me a little more meat today and to top off my calories, just to kind of get me in that window. And I know hot dogs, anyways, guys. Remember, life, okay? You do the best with what you got, right? But here's some great news. All right. So I weighed in. I weighed in. So I know you guys haven't seen me. The last time you saw me weigh in, was a few weeks back or whatnot. I had slightly gained back just a hair under a pound and was back to 295. So today I weighed in, and this is including the week of clean week, and I can say, here you go, roll the clip, and there you go. You can see 284. So guys, for me now, listen. I want to talk about this real quick. I know that carnivore is not something you treat as a diet, okay? Because you can go months without losing a weight. Some of you I know I've talked to that's been doing carnivore for a few months or so have had very little weight loss. But you have to remember your body is focusing on healing as well. Sleep, healing. That's why a lot of people will start having some really good rest, because your body is starting to kind of finally get some clean ingredients. You're sort of detoxing, and then your body kind of like starts going into these sleep states. So that way, and guess what happens when you sleep? A lot of repair. A lot of things are being repaired when you sleep. So that's what I'm saying. For me, um, the weight loss is, I'm up to what, 31, roughly 31 pounds of weight loss in 64 days. Now, here's what's significant about this. I um I lost weight when I tried carnivore last year for like the 6 weeks, and like with a couple weeks of keto, so like about 2 months. I lost weight. It was like 20 plus pounds, almost 30. So I was close, but this is the lowest I've been, and I have not weighed this under 285 in pretty much 4 years. So, so yeah, that's awesome. I just, if you think about it, in the last 64 days, I've lost 4 years. So that's pretty cool. You know, I've lost 4 years of weight gain. So that's cool. I'm really happy with that. Also, check this out. Now, I'm not going to get into it today. I'm probably going to try to get into it tomorrow, or I may save it. I don't know yet. But guys, I don't have it on me just right now. But I have found. So I don't know if any of you guys know there's an app called Fitness Pal, right? A lot of people use it. It's very popular. It's been around now for a long time. Well, I started using Fitness Pal way back when it was all brand new. There was no subscription model. It was all free. They didn't have all the features worked out just yet, but I was one of those people back then, and I had started to weigh myself. And so through the years of yo-yo dieting, I'd sometimes pull up my Fitness Pal and I'd log the weight. Sometimes I used to log my meals and all that back in those days, but not always. But I definitely try to log my weight every so often. So I just want to say that, guys, I found, and I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if it'll focus. Maybe it won't focus. I don't know if you guys can see it. But I found 11 years. It's going back 11 years to my first weigh-in. So I have 11 years worth of weigh-ins. And I want to share that data with you guys. I've got the graph that shows the yo-yo dieting. I've got all that. But what's really crazy is, and I'm just going to give you a few highlights, is that my very first weigh-in was June of 2013, June 11th, 2013. And oh no, I'm sorry. It wasn't June 11th of that. I'm sorry, not then. What? Anyways, hold on. Give me 1 second. But my very first weigh-in, if I can get it to work. Oh, Sunday, February 17th, 2013. So February 2013, I weighed in at 285. Now, I know you're saying, well, Josh, you just said 4 years. Well, 285 back then. Okay. Now, back then, I can tell you physically, like if you were to see me at 285 back then and see me 285 now, there's a difference. I carried it different back then. 285 11 years ago, I was more muscular. I had a lot more muscle on me with my legs and my arms and everything else. My gut was more of just like a rounded gut, and love handles maybe and things like that. I carried it differently. Now, immediately when I weighed in at 285 back then, I lost 60 pounds over the course of, where is it? Over the course of from February when I weighed in at 285 to August, I lost 60 pounds back then. But I got all the way down to 225, believe it or not. But I never went lower and I never got back. And 285 was like this sort of benchmark. I got back up to 285, like, after my 225, I got back. I gained the 60 pounds, and then I started fluctuating. Anyways, I don't want to get into the ups and downs, but 285 was sort of a benchmark along the way to where that was kind of my, oh my God, that's the heaviest I've ever been. I better start working out. Well, and then there's a certain point at which I go past 285, and in the last 4 years, I've never made it back down to my, oh my God, I'm 285 pounds. Sorry, I hit the mic. Oh my God, I'm 285 pounds. You see what I'm saying? And I've been in the 300s for a long time. Last year, I did get back down under 300s, but I didn't quite break that 285. Now that I'm committed and have support with my wife and everything, and I'm on day 64, and it's been all carnivore, now I'm down under 31, or I'm down to 284. So I'm very proud of that. And again, I don't want to focus on weight loss. I know that's not a marker we should talk about. Exactly. Again, a lot of your carnivores, even like Steak and Butter Gal, if you all are familiar with her, she's one of the many upper echelon, carnivore channels, she'll tell you like, hey, throw out the scale, blah blah blah, don't count calories, just all that stuff. But for me, I still like to kind of see, I mean, it's just been ingrained in me, and so I just like to see kind of how I'm going progress wise, and just to make sure I'm on track in that sense. I guess I don't know. Like I said, they tell you not to worry about that, but I'm just letting you guys know where I'm at. And when I stepped on that scale this morning and saw 280 for, because remember the last time I saw the scale. Now, remember, I did tell you guys I did secretly weigh in at the beginning of clean week. At the beginning of clean week, I actually weighed 290. So I saw where I had lost like almost 5 pounds, like 290.8 or something. So I lost like a little over 4 pounds since that last gain. So I'm like, oh, okay, I lost like 4 pounds. It's okay, nice. And I didn't know how clean week was going to go. Well, again, as you can tell, I lost even more. So ultimately, you shouldn't chase the scale. Don't be stressed. Like if I don't necessarily lose more weight in the next month, I'm not going to stress. I'm just going to keep working at it and let my body heal itself and focus on losing weight over the next month. I'm not even going to stress more about it, and we're just going to see what happens at the end of day 90. So but that's the news I had. I wanted to share. Sorry this video got a little long, but I just had to share that with you guys. And yes, that 11-year data, I want to show you guys some pictures. I want to walk through some of that so you can kind of see 11 years of what it looks like. And the thing is, it was a complete surprise. I forgot all about it until I went to weigh in and add my weigh in from this morning to Fitness Pal. I accidentally bumped the thing, and it came up, and I was like, what? And I started kind of scrolling back, and I was like, holy crap, this is going all the way back to the beginning. I was like, holy shit. So I was like, man, this is really, this is really cool. I was like, and then I was like thinking about you guys, and I'm like, oh man, I'm sure you guys probably would want to kind of see like a big picture of what my fat ass journey was like over the last 11 years. So but in any case, it's going down now. And now, so you might say, well, what's your next goal, Josh? Well, as far as weight, again, I'm not going to say by a certain time. I'm not going to rush it, but eventually, my next goal, I want to see myself under 265, because that was also another benchmark that I was kind of holding myself to for a while, was 265. And this was even back before I officially weighed in with Fitness Pal, back before the 285. There was a time when, before all that, when I was starting to try to keep myself under 265, I'd weigh in and be like, oh my God, 265. This is the heaviest I've ever been in my life. And then I would lose some weight and then get back up, and I get on the scale, 264, 263, whatever. I'm like, oh my God, I'm almost to the heaviest, to 265 again. Time to lose weight. And so 265 would be like a benchmark for a while. And then one day I got on the scale because I'm like, man, I got to do something about my fat ass. I got on the scale, 285. Oh! And then 285 became the new benchmark to try to stay under. And then one day you get on there and it's like 300, I mean, it's like, yo-yo dieting. So, all right, guys, I hope this wasn't too bad of a video for you guys. You guys are always awesome. Thank you so much for the great comments as well. Again, I try to get to everybody as much as I can, but I do read through them. I did have a hater on there who stopped in. You guys might have to check that out on one of my videos. I think it was I don't know which one it was. It was one of my recent videos, and since this video is already 20 minutes, I'm sure you guys don't mind if I take a quick look. I'm trying to remember, and I know we don't want to always, give the haters any kind of like spotlight or anything, but I just think it was funny for myself. And this guy, our French or whatever at do unto others. So I love the fact that it says at do unto others. So are you saying do unto others as others do unto you? Because if that's the case, what the fuck did I do to you? Anyways, so he said, this diet is a menace to your health, your followers, the environment, and of course, the real victims here. Can you guess? The animals. So, this is what I said. Oh, and by the way, this was on day 59. So, if you want to go give him some love, I actually gave him a like. But it was on my day 59 video. And this is what I said. I said, LOL, I don't think you realize how farming works. There is more animals killed from crop farming. Also, why would you come on my channel and say something ignorant at which you clearly are not educated in with a judgmental comment? You don't like my diet? Don't do it. Shut the fuck up and mind your own. I said STFU. But you guys are adults. I gave you a like on your comment because it made me laugh today. So, I mean, it's just funny. It's like, sorry, I keep bumping the mic, but it's just funny to me how some people, I don't know I don't know if it's like vegans that are just, they are angry because they're not getting enough nutrition or whatever. They hate the world. They hate their life. They hate their father. I don't know what it is, but they love to just seek out these carnivore channels, and then they love to just put their little thing in there like, oh, shut up. All right, shut up. I mean, seriously, you're ignorant. You don't know what you're talking about. You don't take time to do the research. You don't take time to learn. In fact, I love when I saw there's a video out there. I wish I could play it for you guys. There was, again, this young sort of blonde girl, and I'm not trying to stereotype her, but I'm just trying to describe. There was a young blonde girl that was, kind of vegan or whatever, and she was talking, and there was this forum of people, and one of the guys was an older man, probably in his 60s or something. He's an old farmer, and she just was like, talking about the animals, and he talked about the amount of and like the amount of creatures and animals that were killed in the process of crop farming, between the pesticides and the plowing and the harvesting and all these things, and all the birds that follow the tractors, getting all the dead, mice and small rodents and animals and all these things that get harvested, in the insects and all the stuff that gets killed from crop farming, instead of just like 60 cows on a farm or whatever. I mean, it's crazy, but there's education out there if people want to take the time to use it. But anyways, guys, this video's gotten long enough, and but I love you guys, and I really hope you have a good night, and we will see you in day 65 tomorrow. Man, the time is going, guys. All right, bye.